Hello, good people of YouTube. Mountbatten here. First off, I'm sorry if I sound weird in this video. It was just pouring down rain yesterday. A cold front came through, and we went to go see Rise of Skywalker. And yeah, it was just pouring down rain, like 40 degrees outside. That's a typical Louisiana winter. It was like 80 degrees yesterday. Then it pours rain, and it's 40. So I'm a little clogged up. But anyway, today's list video is about, well, you can tell from the title, top 5 ships you can get for the cost of a Puerto Rico. If you want to buy a Puerto Rico, it would cost you in the neighborhood of $240 to $250, depending upon how many doubloons you have already. So these 5 ships, I did the math, it's extremely close. It's like maybe like $5 over the cost of a Puerto Rico, but these are 5 ships you can legitimately buy outright for roughly the cost of a Puerto Rico, and I would say every single one of these ships is a better ship than the Puerto Rico. So that being said, this is this is all my opinion, but I mean I've picked like some of the best premium ships in the game that you can get for the best bang for your buck for. So we're gonna go ahead and dive on into that. So coming in at number 5 is the Tier 7 German battleship Scharnhorst. Scharnhorst, even before the German battleship accuracy buff, was a fantastic ship. An extremely fast battleship. She can rock around 32, 33 knots at Tier 7. She has torpedo tubes on both sides with 3 torpedoes per set of tubes. And her guns reload in a very quick 20 seconds base, I believe. Yes, that is base. And she has some pretty decent secondaries, although the Gneisenau secondaries are arguably better. She still has really good secondaries. I run a secondary build on her, and she's great. And after the buffs now with her 9 guns and that 20-second reload speed, she is a fantastic premium at Tier 7. And she can take on pretty much anything that you can run across. When you get up to Tier 9, that might be a little rough because of the small caliber of her guns. But overall, she's a very fun ship, very quick battleship, very maneuverable. Lovely armor, has some very thick side armor. You'd be surprised what you can bounce off of her belt armor. Great premium. I would recommend it. Like, even if you aren't in the market for a premium, I would still recommend you buy Scharnhorst outright. I would recommend her to anybody. She's a extremely fun ship to play, one of the funnest ships in the game, in my opinion at least. Alright, going on down now to number 4. We have the Tier 8 premium German battleship, Tirpitz. So another fun battleship, and like the Scharnhorst, she has torpedoes. She has 2 sets of torpedo tubes with 4 sets per tube. And she had, well, for all purposes, this is literally a Bismarck with less AA, torpedo tubes, and no hydroacoustic search. Pretty fair trade-off. You're trading hydro for torpedoes. That is just, I mean, that's a pretty fair deal right there. Now, the Tirpitz, again, she did get the German battleship accuracy buff. So now, just like the Bismarck, you can reliably hit targets at mid and even sometimes long range. She has 8 15-inch guns. They reload in 25 seconds. And her AA is on the weak side, so if there are carriers about, you need to find an AA buddy. But she's got some lovely armor, just like the Bismarck, turtleback German armor. You're not getting citadeled at close range. Fantastic brawler. The Tirpitz I would take up against any Tier 10 ship any day. I may not survive, but I can pretty much guarantee that they won't either. She's a very quick ship, very maneuverable, and quite surprisingly stealthy for her size and for being a German battleship. You can get her detection range down to about 13-ish kilometers. Same with the Bismarck if you fully commit to it, with premium camo and all that, which it's a premium ship, so it comes with premium camo. But anyway, fantastic ship, extremely fun ship as well. One of my favorite ships in the game, and having torpedoes, that's just the ace up your sleeve for anything, for any situation. Because again, if you are going up against Tier 10 ships, which this is a Tier 8 ship, so that is very likely, those torpedoes are the great equalizer. Not many Tier 10 battleships can take 4 torpedoes to their side and still be okay after. That's even going to hurt a Yami, who has some of the best torpedo protection in the game. Not to mention the Tirpitz, again, at close range, it's just a knife fighter. So if you can manage to close the distance in on a Yami, or well, any ship really, and get at their Citadel, it's going to hurt. The only ship that will probably give you problems is the Curfer, simply because it's a better Tirpitz, but without torpedoes. So again, that's going to hurt him. But anyway, a fantastic premium. Again, well worth the money. And just again, with just the Tirpitz and the Scharnhorst, I think we're only up to like roughly $80-ish, which is a fourth the cost of the Puerto Rico. So let's go ahead and move on now to number 3, which is the Tier 8 Premium American Battleship, Massachusetts. Massachusetts is, again, another fantastically fun ship. And she's an Alabama with better secondaries and lower Sigma. That's pretty much the only difference. And Massachusetts, for those of you that don't know, is a fantastic brawler. And again, you can definitely see my influence on this list, but again, all these ships are fun. I don't think anyone would disagree with me on that. But anyway, Massachusetts, 9 16-inch guns, and you get secondaries that are at a German level of range. They are more accurate than German secondaries, but they don't exactly have the same pin as German secondaries, because if you don't know, German secondaries do get the 1/4 HE calculation pin rate, whatever you want to call it, and the American secondaries get the normal HE pin rate. So it's like the Germans already have like a baked-in IFHE perk already, and the Americans don't in simplified terms. So while these secondaries are very accurate, you won't be getting a lot of pin damage on cruisers and battleships, but they are deadly, straight up deadly to any destroyer that may cross your path. So if you go with the full secondary build on the Massachusetts, you will be melting destroyers quite easily. And Massachusetts, it is, again, pretty much the same as the Alabama. So her sides are a bit squishy, but you get a fantastic hill. It cools down really quickly, and that's going to save you so much when you're playing the Massachusetts. On top of that, she does get the American damage con as well, so it has a nice long activation time. So even after you pop it, if you're still getting the HE spammed, you still have that whole time to find cover and get out of their line of sight or behind an island or something, unlike most battleships where you have to run away while burning and then pop that when you go undetected. The Massachusetts, if you know you're going to get into cover, you can go ahead and pop it. You have a solid 20 seconds before it runs out. And again, 20 seconds isn't that long of a time in battleships, but I mean, hey, that's 20 less seconds you're going to be burning. So you have that advantage there. And she just has fantastic AA, unlike the last two ships on the list. Well, the Scharnhorst used to have some pretty decent AA before they received a rework, but it doesn't anymore. Massachusetts still has great AA. It's not a plane blender like it used to be, but it's more powerful than your average battleship in the current day and age. She's also fairly maneuverable, but she's not that quick. She has a top speed of 28 knots with the speed flag. So, you'll be okay at tier 8 and okay at tier 9. At tier 10, you might be a bit on the slow side, but still, it's alright. It's just not on the quick side. You won't be able to keep up with the Iowas and stuff for sure. But she's a great ship. Again, very maneuverable. Armor isn't that great, but again, you get that great heal. And the guns, even though they have lower Sigma than the normal American battleships, they still get the American dispersion. So while your shells may come out funky, they won't go flying all over the map. It's consistently clunky if you get what I'm saying. So just a little bit of getting used to it, and you'll be fine. Alright, moving on to number 2, we have the Tier 7 Premium American Cruiser, Atlanta. So the Atlanta is the OG HE machine gun, and the Atlanta, I'm more okay with it than other HE spammy ships, because for all its HE spamminess, it sure is a freaking frail ship. It does have paper mache armor, but it's not so paper mache like Smolensk that you just overpin it all the time. This ship is freaking easy to Citadel, like extremely easy. With the Smolensk, unless they're somewhat angled to you, if they're flat onto you and you're in a battleship, you're more than likely going to overpin them. With an Atlanta, you just look at the thing and it blows up. Now, that doesn't sound very good for selling the ship. I'm just talking about in terms of balance. In terms of selling the ship, you get basically, I think it's the equivalent of like 3 or 4 gearings strapped onto one hull. with the HE guns, you get was it 8? Oh my god, why can't I remember? Yeah, I think it's 8 turrets, so you get 16 guns. And it's American HE, so it's floaty as crap. You get radar, you get torpedoes that are pretty much useless, but they do come in handy in a pinch. And it's a fun ship to play. I'm not gonna lie. I do take it out every now and then. It's kind of a guilty pleasure. It's pretty quick, pretty maneuverable. I mean, it's basically an overgrown destroyer, honestly. Especially if you like park it next to another cruiser. It is quite small, but it's still still a cruiser. It's just this ridiculous ship that's a lot of fun to play. And if you get with a teammate in a cruiser that has smoke or a destroyer that has smoke, you're quite the combination. Or if you get 2 of these in a flint together, like we do on streams sometimes, you're quite the potent little rainbows of HE love. And even by today's standards, Atlanta isn't that bad compared to some other HE spam ships. But back in the day, this ship used to really tear it up. And again, it still kind of does at tier 7, but when you're so used to going up against small Linsk and Colberts and Rugamos and Frieslands, it's not that terrible. But anyway, moving on now to the number 1 ship, the tier 9 American premium cruiser, Alaska. That's right, you can buy a Scharnhorst, a Tirpitz, a Massachusetts, an Atlanta, and Alaska, and still come out roughly at the same cost of the Puerto Rico. So that's a tier 7 battleship, 2 tier 8 battleships, a tier 7 cruiser, and a tier 9 super cruiser, all for roughly $240. Again, number may be a bit above. It's like $5 or $6 above, but it's roughly in the ballpark. So the Alaska, what I need to say about the Alaska, it's the Puerto Rico, remove a turret, same guns, far more accurate though. Alaska gets cruiser dispersion, the Puerto Rico gets battleship dispersion, and the Alaska is just so much better. It's much more maneuverable, much quicker. Guns are just miles more accurate. I mean, just look at what you're watching on the screen now, and then go watch one of my other Puerto Rico videos. They're just such a better ship, and it only cost around $80. I think it was like $77 in the premium store when I checked, or $87, something like that. But still, it's $77 or $87. It's just so much better, and so you get so much more value for your money. And again, you get radar, defensive fire, American AP, pin angles. It's a fantastic ship, and I love it, and just so much better than Puerto Rico. I can't say it enough. It's just that much better. It's a much funner ship to play. No one hates you for playing it like the Puerto Rico. But a fantastic tier 9. I've used this ship in ranked before, and it's gotten me quite far in ranked sprints. And it's a very comfortable ship to play. It doesn't take long to get used to it. It's basically like a mini Iowa, if Iowa's accuracy was much better. Or I guess the better comparison is like a mini Missouri, because it has radar. It's a fantastic ship to play, well worth your money. So there you go, guys. 5 ships you can buy, and it would cost you about the same as the Puerto Rico, but these ships are good, and you can get 5 of them for the cost of 1 Puerto Rico. I thought this would just be a fun video to kind of close out the Puerto Rico drama saga on, since I think we've probably heard, I don't know. I heard a while ago, apparently Wargaming said that the Puerto Rico grind was designed for disabled people because they have nothing but time on their hands. And I haven't been able to find the quote online just yet, so if someone has that, please point me to it so I can read it and just stare at it in disbelief. But I think that's probably going to be the last we'll hear anything about the Puerto Rico for a while, at least. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. We are on our way to 7,000 subscribers. We're getting very close to that goal thanks to you guys. You guys are just awesome all the time. So anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. Hope you're having a great Monday, and I hope you're enjoying the holiday with your families. I am off for work for 2 weeks, and I am enjoying it. So anyway, guys, hope to catch all of you guys in the next one.